Hey Super Truckers, it's Emily here. I'm just going to take a few minutes and explain to you what Camscanner is and how it can be a great tool for you when you're in your truck. So Camscanner is an app that can turn your phone or your tablet into a scanner. This is really helpful when you have your BOLs or any other important documents that your company needs. So instead of just taking a quick photo with your camera on your phone, you can use this scanning app to get a more professional, better quality image to them. So we would go ahead and go to our app store. So whatever store you use to download apps on your device. So I'm going to go to the Apple Store and I'm going to type in Camscanner. And I'm going to look for the one I want right here. And I'm going to go ahead and download it. So I'm going to hit the cloud with the down arrow because I'm re-downloading it. But whatever you have to click to download, go ahead. And it's going to begin to download. I'm going to open it up once it's finished. And remember, we're not paying for anything. We're wanting to use the free version. So we're going to slide through. We're going to hit skip. So we're not paying for anything. And we're going to hit use now. We're not going to sign in or register unless you really want to, but it's really not needed. Okay, so let's hit start scanning. I'm going to skip the demo. And it gives you a lot of different types of scans you can take, but for our purposes, we're just going to mainly use the single, which remember, single means one, so it's just one document, or batch if we have more than one document. I have an iPhone, so this is what the format of my app looks like, but depending on what kind of device you have, your format of how your app is laid out could look a little different. For example, some devices, instead of saying that word single or batch, it could show it by picture. So it could show single by 1 square, and it could show batch by 2 squares. So 2 or 1 square. So if that's what your app is showing, that is what you're going to use to take the single or batch photos or scans. So we're going to go ahead and take our first BOL. So this BOL only has 1 page. So we're going to practice with the single. So we're going to hold our device high above it to make sure we're not missing anything. And then the app is really cool because it actually auto crops it for you. If it makes a mistake, you can change it. You can still move and change what you're cropping and what you're keeping. So go ahead and hit the arrow or the check mark, whatever you need to do to move on to the next step. The next thing, I don't actually like how that looks. So if I made a mistake, I could hit the back arrow and I could recrop it to make it look the best. See. Cool. So that looks a lot better. I like that better. So the next step, the next tool that the app can do for you is it can put different filters on the page that you scanned in to make it look the best possible. So remember, just like how it auto crops, it does auto filter, but if you don't like the one it chose for you, you can change it. If you don't think the one it chose looks the best, go ahead and definitely choose the better one you think. A lot of drivers like to use magic color or black and white. So that's just a little heads up. So we can go ahead and hit check to move on to the next step. And now it is saved to our app. So we can go ahead and click on the image. And then we can hit share. Unless we need to re-edit, we can always re-edit. But we want to hit share, save as a PDF always. We do not want to remove the watermark. That is what is going to make the money. That is what is going to make the app cost money. So if we just hit got it, and we leave that watermark saying scanned with Camscanner, then the app is free. Okay, so we want to hit the format or the way we choose to scan it. I'm going to hit Gmail, and I'm going to go ahead and send it to the billing@Voyager Nation email. And that is it. Now I have your document, and it looks really nice. Everything's legible. I can read the shipper and receiver addresses. I can clearly see the receiver signature, and everything is visible, okay? So that's really awesome. So say we don't want to send a single, say we have multiple pages. We had a load that had multiple stops. We had a load that had a packing list. Just gonna back up here. And now I'm going to hit the camera and I'm going to choose to do a batch. Okay, so say I have a bill and it has multiple pages. So I'm going to start. I'm going to hold my camera above just like I did before, so I make sure I don't miss anything. I'm going to scan the first page and then it's going to put it down here in the corner and save until you have all the pages scanned that you would like to include in the batch file. Okay, so while I'm taking these scans, I am looking over these pages to make sure that there's nothing on here that I need to be aware of, okay? Doesn't have anything crossed out saying it was short or damaged, okay? I'm looking here at my stamp. I'm looking to see if there is any shorts, any overages, anything I need to be able to report to my dispatcher about the load, because remember, I'm the eyes of my dispatcher. Okay, now let's say this load has a lumper too. We want to send that as well. Okay, we want to make sure the billing has this lumper. We want to make sure that our dispatcher has this lumper. Just to go back over what I was talking about, remember, if I was to see this bill and I see one short, we might not think that's a big deal, but we see that and we want to let them know. So we want to call our dispatcher and let them know we have one short. So we just took our scans and we just took a second to look over our bills as well. So now that we're done, we want to click down at the bottom where we saved all 5 files. Okay, and see, we can slide back and forth and look at all the documents if we need to edit any of them. And Camscanner does a really awesome job of editing those pages and doing an awesome job of cropping them. So these all look good to me, but remember, if I need to crop, I can change it if I need to. Oh, whoops. It's a little sensitive. Okay. Okay, so now just like that single scan, they are now saved to our app library. Okay, so I want to go through, double check all of them. Okay. We want to make sure that like nothing's cut off. We want to make sure we didn't accidentally have an auto crop and cut off anything. So just double check that, make sure everything looks good. Whoops. Okay. So now once everything looks good, we want to hit the arrow. Okay. And oops, let me go back. And remember, just like that single, we can pick a filter, okay? So we can choose whatever filter we want, whatever looks best, okay? Now, once we go back to our library, we can choose to send all of these. We want to make sure we just don't go click on one and hit share, because all that's going to do is send one page. We want to be cautious that we're sending all pages. So the way we do that is we want to come up here to this box with a check, and we want to click on all of the pages, okay? Then we want to hit share. We want to save as a PDF always. We want to double check we have all of them. Remember, those watermarks are fine down at the bottom. That is going to make sure that you are getting free access to the app. We want to hit share, pick that email, and again, we want to download to the billing. Send over to the billing at Voyager Nation. Remember, if you're sending an annual inspection using this Camscanner app, is really good too. Any documents that they need over at safety, any documents that your dispatcher needs, you want to send them good quality documents too. So go ahead and use the Camscanner for them too. So if you're sending something to safety, recruiting, dispatch, make sure you choose their email and send it over to them. Okay, we're only making sure that things look the best that they can, most professional that they can. All right, so I'm sending it over. All right, I'm going to look at it. I can open the document, and all the pages are put together. I don't have to second guess, is there another email coming? Are there more pages? No, I know that you sent me all the pages together, and they look great, okay? So that is pretty much it for Camscanner. If you have any other questions, feel free to give me a call. I can make any other videos you need. I can be more specific to what your questions are. But generally, that is going to be the overview of what Camscanner is and the different parts of it that we need here at Voyager to send in those important documents. Hope this was helpful. Other than that, have a great day. Thank you.